You know what time it is. It is Thursday, 8 p.m., and it is time for the Affairs of the Heart podcast. I'm your boy GQ, and we have So Debonair and Mr. Easy Said, Easy Done. We are in the building. What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Hey.
Hey.
Why does it sound like an echo?
Who has an echo?
You don't hear that?
No.
Hold on.
Not me. It's not me. Easy, you got an echo situation going on over there?
Why do I got this up somewhere else?
Are you on Facebook with it on?
Yes, I am. From when I got the link earlier.
Bruh.
See, right, bruh.
Why is it so delayed? My bad.
Leave it to Aaron.
I was trying to get the link so I could share it earlier today, and I guess I left it up. So.
You just left it there. So it just automatically started, and you had no clue what was going on. I got you.
At least I know we live on YouTube.
We are live. And as always on Thursdays, make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you are joining us on Facebook, make sure you read the description where you have to click the link to give StreamYard permission to share your likeness and your personality and your face and your comments. Otherwise, you will look like a Facebook user. It will literally say Facebook user if you try to comment. So when we get started, let's go ahead, leave some comments in. We'll post them up for a few minutes. Get everybody in the room. Let us know you are here. Say, hey, what's up?
Hey, dude, that's my girl.
Hey.
That's one of the teacups.
What's up? We wanted to give a shout out to all the teacups that are joining us. I hear that you guys are joining us, so we're so grateful for your presence. And make sure you join join the conversation because it's going to get real nasty.
How nasty we talking?
Well, you know, it's Thursday. It's bound to be some kind of nastiness going on. What else am I leaving out, Aaron?
Just the YouTube stuff, make sure you guys are, if you're on YouTube or whatever platform you're watching this on, please go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, turn on the notifications, get into that chat, and stay in there and just, have a conversation with us.
Yeah, join the conversation. We'll put up the link a little bit later so you can actually join us live to share your thoughts on the topics for tonight. And we want to make sure that you guys get your stuff together, turn your ring light on, get in front of the camera, make sure your hair is right, and join us live later on in the conversation to talk about your thoughts on the topics for tonight. Anything that we need to catch up on, fellas? Y'all good? How was y'all week? It's Thursday, nothing crazy.
My week was exhausting. I was out all weekend. One of my friends was here. It was a lot. I had a great time, and I'm still a little recovering from that.
It sounds like you sound like Barry White today, like you recovering from some issues. Easy said, easy done. How was your week?
The week has been absolutely wonderful. I can't complain. I've been blessed.
All right. Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Easy is taking it slow today. Aaron is in recovery, and
it's good to take it slow sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm just glad to be here. That's all. That's all. So let's get into. I am so happy to be here. Let's get into some of the relationship topics. We're going to do it a little differently tonight. We're going to start with the topics because what happens is all of y'all get here late. Ooh. And we've already talked about the Affairs of the Heart letter. And because this Affairs of the Heart letter is so much, I want to save it. We want to save it for later so that everybody can join in the conversation. So we're going to get started with our relationship topics for tonight. All right. First question on the relationship topic docket. Is single synonymous with available to you? Is single synonymous with available to you?
I don't think so.
No. I mean, you can be very much single and not available.
Yeah.
Not at all. I think it's interesting how people think that, though. Like, if you're single, then you're automatically available.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Or I think people want you to be available, so they try to force that upon you sometimes because they want to date you or get involved or whatever. But a lot of times people are single and they're not available to date. They just want to take time to themselves. So there's nothing wrong with that.
You never know what that person is going through and what put them in that situation to begin with. So just respectfully, you can ask, what the situation is or what they're going through or how single are they. So.
Yeah, it's funny that this question popped up because I was just having this conversation with a really good friend of mine yesterday, and he's single and he went through a very tumultuous relationship prior to. And so now, because he's a very attractive guy, everybody knows him, everybody wants to be, with him, and they think, oh, well, why are you not, in a relationship? And so he was like, I'm not in that mental capacity. I don't want to have to be subjected to answering to someone else or even considering someone else right now. So I am not available, and I'm very much single. Now, if I entertain somebody for a couple of days or a couple of weeks or a couple of months, that I'm still single. So I can entertain a few people. Right. That's my business. I can entertain a few people if that's my business and I choose to do so. And I was like, more power to you, love. If you can handle it, you are not available, but you're single. Got it.
I mean, you definitely, I've been there before. I mean, I took some time after my shit. So, and I wasn't trying to date at all down, that had nothing to do with my sexual escapades, but I just wasn't available for dating. So.
Sorry, escapades. I was gone. It's like, ooh, hey, escapades. All right. What's up, Charles? Welcome to the room.
Hi, Charles.
And so, okay, so yeah, you're not now. This is also kind of interesting because people automatically think, well, I'm going to be the one to change your mind, right? Like, so if you try to date somebody and you're single and you've expressed that you're not available, but then there's always that one person that's like, oh, I'm good. What I bring to the table is going to change you. Who I am is going to change you. Whoever, all that. And I'm like,
don't you try to just tell Jared Jackson me? No.
Or like if you post on social media, they be like, well, when you're available, let me know. Like,
right, like, or the no invites wear me low. Like the people be like, when you're out, when they see you out, and they're like, no invite. No, nigga, I wanted to be by myself.
I get asked that a lot when I go out, and I'm just in my mind, I'm just like, have you ever gotten an invite?
Right.
Ever?
Has there ever?
Do I even have your number? Have I even rang your phone? Have I ever invited you to anything?
And to be the same people for me to be like, you never speak to me when we're out.
That kind of goes both ways. And honestly, for me, I'm not even thinking about it.
Honestly, no, go ahead, E.
I was just thinking, like, if I'm out, like, if we go out, if the three of us go out, then I'm out with y'all. I'm not thinking about meeting or greeting or entertaining other folks because I came out with y'all. So that's my mission. That's what we're here to do. We here to bond, drink, have a good time, laugh, dance, and all that other good stuff. So I'm not.
And why do you need an invite? I mean, if you went on my social media and saw that I was out and you want to be there, why don't you just go?
I think it's interesting too.
Or you get those messages when you get back in the house from your day out and everything, be like, "Oh, I saw you out at the club today."
Oh yeah, that's the favorite one.
I'm ready to look through the blinds. Is you still looking at me? What the?
Right. Did you know I just got in the house?
Right. Like
you always get that message like the first 10 minutes of getting in the house. Like
right.
Or they'll do it the next day. Like, I saw you out yesterday. I wanted to speak, but you were talking to your friends. But you were talking to your friends.
Oh, not you was talking to your friends.
Yeah, like, okay. You couldn't have spoke. You look right at me and you ain't saying nothing, so I didn't probably know it was even you. So I mean,
especially now with masks on. Like, I have mistaken people for people so many times with masks. Like, you think there's somebody else, and then you look really hard and you be like, oh wait, no, that's not. Okay. Well, my bad.
And when I'm out, I'm lit. So I probably, unless you came up and talked to me, I probably really don't even see you. And I probably did look at you.
Yeah. just for future reference, if you approach Aaron in the club, chances are he won't even remember that you approached him in the club.
That's very true. You better take a picture and remind me about it the next day.
Right. As a matter of fact,
yeah, we did take that picture together.
Recently, somebody FaceTimed me with you. And I don't even think, well, it wasn't recent. It was a few months ago. But they FaceTimed me with you. And I'm thinking, well, what? I mean, I'm not there. So why are you FaceTiming me with him? Like, it doesn't. Yeah, you were out.
And it was kind of don't even remember.
You were probably exactly. That's what I'm saying. They FaceTimed me with Aaron while he was drunk because they had just run into him. Look who I ran into. Oh, okay. I mean, what?
You know what's funny? You remember the guy I was telling you guys about? Hey, running that mouth. That's another teacup, guys. Remember that time I was telling you about the guy who broke up with me on air?
Yes.
He knew one of my friends and he did that. And my friend was like, okay. I'm like, why would you call him? Like now I got to answer. Now I got to talk to him tomorrow about like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I just don't understand. And even, one of the things I had to come to terms with, because I used to be one of those people that'd be like, oh, they didn't invite me out and all these people are out and they out together and nobody thought to text me. Well, it goes both ways. If I'm out or if I'm doing something, did I text people to see what they were up to see if they wanted to kind of connect or get together or whatever the case was? Well, no. So why do I expect somebody to do it for me if I'm not doing it for anybody else? Now, granted, I don't go anywhere. Now, I just recently started like hanging out kind of tough. So I reached out to a couple friends yesterday and I was like, hey, what are y'all doing? I'm about to go to this spot. Okay, cool. And, a few people met, a few people didn't. It was cool. But like, I had to think, why do I feel privileged enough to think that somebody needs to text me when I don't extend the same grace or the same, offering?
But even my close friends, like I'm like, please don't text me, tell me that you're going out or invite me somewhere. Because if I don't want to go, like I don't want to say no. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel obligated. I don't want to feel obligated.
Not?
Because most of the time I don't want to go, and they know that. And like I just was talking to my friend about this the other day. I said, listen, sometimes y'all know I need to take a break. Like I want to be at home. I don't want to be bothered. And like, but he was like, oh yeah, we know. That's why we don't even really call you about stuff. He was like, we'll see you out if you go out. And I mean, that's what happens.
Sometimes it may be just a courtesy thing. Like if you are such good friends, it's to extend the invite just to be like, just that in choice.
Yeah.
We're just putting it on the table. You don't have to take it, but we're gonna put it on the table.
Yeah,
but I have that. They go out so much. I'm like, I mean, every time, like, I need an app for the notifications or something at this point. Like, I just don't need to know that every time.
I have one friend that's like that just moved back to Atlanta. He lived in Atlanta prior to. He's back in Atlanta now, and he's like, now that I'm back, you're not gonna be sitting in the house all the time. I'm gonna make sure that you out. I'm gonna make sure that you sitting meeting people. And I'm like, okay. I mean, but and honestly, anytime that he does text or extend the invitation, I try to show up only because I know me. Like this comment from Slick and say Salacious, yes. What if that friend that stay in the house, they not going in to invite you? I am that friend. I'm the friend that stays in the house. So like I think there's been like maybe twice in our friendship, me and Aaron's friendship in particular, where I've been like, Aaron, I should have invited you because I'm out doing something or other.
Or you called me that one time you called me, you were out, and I was like, Dwayne. Don't call me at the last minute because I'm just not about to. I can't. It's not. I need to mentally process that I'm even going out seriously. But you know what, though, and also like probably before COVID, maybe that was probably cool because I would have probably been out already anyway. But since COVID, like I'm loving being at home. I don't really care about a lot of like being out like that. So
COVID has definitely changed things.
Like,
you really gotta. It's like you gotta think twice, a third, and a fourth time about actually going out since COVID has taken over. Because I know for me, some of my coworkers, one of my coworkers even told me, she was like, I miss watching your stories. She was like, I would sit up in bed and literally at night while I'm working, I would watch your stories. Because you were always somewhere every single night. You were always, and I was. That's just me. I was just out and about. That's what Easy Said Easy Done does. So, but now since COVID, yeah, all you getting is stories of my feet propped up, and and I'm reading the book.
Honey, that part. I love it. I love it. Let's go to the next topic. Is that everything, gentlemen? Anything else you want to add?
On that.
That's that on that. All right, let's go to the next topic for relationships. Have you ever stolen someone else's man? Have you ever stolen someone else's man? This chuckle easy.
What does it mean to steal someone's man? Like, what does that mean?
I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it.
I was gonna say, or has someone else perceived that you've stolen someone else's man? Because that, I mean, you may not have actually stolen the man, but somebody else might look out from the outside in and be like, jeez.
I might have borrowed somebody's man.
Borrow.
Yeah.
Did you give him back?
I gave him back. You know, nah. If he visits again, that is not my fault. And honestly, a lot of the times, and I've said this before, a lot of the times when I meet these guys, I don't find out that they're in relationships until like a little bit of time after we've been already hanging out. So I mean, I have borrowed someone's man before, and you know they frequently hit me up, but I don't hang out with them anymore because I know they're in a relationship. So.
I would say that niggas. Oh Lord Jesus!
You out here?
I got three right. I got three right now that for a fact, I know they have men, and they still try to hang out and all the other stuff.
Be like, bitch, what are you playing? Spades? You have three in a possible?
You should have told me you had a man. You should have told me you had a man because I gotta respect that other man. So.
Sheesh. Stolen someone else's man. I don't think that I've ever stolen anyone, because you can't technically steal anyone else's man. Let's just be clear. You can't technically steal them. If they are searching or out or doing other things, you didn't steal them. They went looking for it, right? I mean, in the case of that type of situation, where if you end up with somebody else that is in a situation or a relationship, then that person has some explaining to do. It has nothing to do with you. They presented themselves as them being single. They presented themselves as available or whatever the case is. And they, you know, I can't necessarily say that you've stolen anything. But, you know, from the outside looking in, if somebody else perceives that you've stolen a man, you know, I wonder how much of that is worth you having to explain, right? Like if somebody approaches you like, bitch, well, you stole my best friend's man. Well, bitch, was your best, what, you know, what was the situation at home? Like, was the best friend?
Why are you speaking for the best friend?
What? That part. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have never personally stolen anyone else's man. If that, I'm going to answer the question, but I have other variables that go along with this.
Here we go.
I have not personally stole anyone else's man. Now, there are some people within the DMV who had different narratives about how I live my life, and those are not my testimonies. Look, there's only one Aretha Franklin, but there's several different stories about Aretha. Now, we don't know which one is true. All right, so I'm just telling you right here, right now, as I live and breathe. Those other stories out there about me are very untrue. Okay, so right here, right now, on Affairs of the Heart, Easy Said, Easy Done has not stolen anybody's man. Right?
Oh,
letting it be very much known, because that has been my narrative for some time now, and that is not me.
Oh man, Easy, that was great. That was great.
I didn't know this question was coming up today, and if Mish is here, Mish could tell you the shit that I've gone through. Where people have come up to me, but like, "Oh, you talk." No, I'm not. I'm not.
So with these people, like y'all be going out on dates and stuff?
What?
With these people because how do they know that like you did this?
Just me having interactions with people have caused people to think that. But like I said, with me being a former club promoter and just being out there on the scene in these DC streets,
Mhm.
I don't know how. Yeah,
I think it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting that the blame or the aggravation or the frustration goes to the assumed person that is stealing the man and not the man.
Right.
Right? Like those people are bold enough to approach you and give you the narrative that you stole their man. However, who's checking their man? Like, is anybody checking their man to think like, hey, you know, maybe he presented himself to be available to you and you took the bait and you're single and that's your business.
That's
like,
our business. And if he stays here, that's our business.
I think God, I've never had to run into that. Like especially with the guys I'm even just talking about now, because I'm like, well, I mean, maybe you need to go talk to them because the story that I've been getting, I almost feel like this is like that Derek Jackson story right now. Like,
oh God.
You know, I feel like, you know, these niggas is crafty with these stories about, you know, what's going on. And sometimes, I mean, I feel bad for one of them.
I'm sorry.
I can't even read it. This is what they do. Like, give me the option to be a Jezebel or not.
Right.
That's real though. Seriously.
That is an honest.
I love you. I love
that
you.
That is an honest assessment, Joseph.
I love him because I use Jezebel all the time. That's my word.
I just
karma's gonna get that person that does that.
Yes.
Probably. And there's probably deeper issues. If your man is out there portraying like he's not in a relationship, you know.
So let me give you this, and I didn't want to say this for a reason because I forgot what we were talking about last week, but I think it was something about like, you know, how long do you mourn a relationship or something like that. And to me, some people are more in relationships while they're already in them. You know, some people don't have the option to get out of them. So that's why I said, you know, sometimes, yeah, the karma's going to get them, but sometimes people, their relationships being over with. They just need they just are sharing the rent or whatever it is. So
hold on. As long as you got breath in your body, that is an option to get out of any relationship. As long as you got breath in your body, that is an option for you to get out the relationship. It may not be the best way to go. It may not be what you want to get out and get into. Like it may not be the perfect way out. But if you are mourning, like if this is a relationship that you cannot stand to be in, and it is bringing you down, if you still got breath in your body, there's an option for you to get out. Do not sit there in misery.
I'm agreeing with everything that you're saying. I'm agreeing with that.
I just like people do like it will weigh on. I'm telling you, it will weigh on your self-esteem. It will weigh on your character. It will weigh on you. Period.
I've heard the stories.
There's a reason why you got breath in your body.
I was waiting for So Debonair because I thought he had something else to say.
I mean, I agree. I agree with what Easy is saying. I mean, sometimes I just don't think that's the case for some people. Some people, you know, they need that shared rent thing going on, and it's hard sometimes.
Okay.
So I mean, there are different situations why people don't get out of relationships that they're in. Some of them are a bunch of bullshit. Some of them, they really are. Like, I'll give you this. There's this guy, and he lives here, but he has no family here, no nothing. Like, even his family's gone. Like, they're not alive anymore, his family. So him and his boyfriend, they live together. He really wants to leave, but he can't afford to live on his own. So like they're just staying in the relationship. And this dude is like really like just doing like it's almost like the dude I was telling you got with the wife. Like he's just doing his thing. So I think people have options to do things, but I also feel like there's a small amount of people who really don't have that option.
I honestly, I think that they believe that they don't have the option because of fear.
Yeah.
Okay. And I honestly, you know, I get that your circumstances and your situations will then dictate how you stay, if you choose to stay in a relationship that is toxic or it's abusive or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, you have to make that choice to take the first step to change the situation, right? Mm-hmm. So like I hear both of you. Like I understand that there are people that are stuck in situations because of what the circumstances look like. But at the end of the day, I also hear Easy where he's like, but you have to make that choice. Like, okay, yeah, you don't think that you can afford an apartment by yourself,
get a room.
But get it if you have to just get a hotel room for a week or a night or whatever the case is, then you do what you got to. There's a way out of the situation. It may not be the ideal way that you think it should be, but there is a way out of it.
But I mean, okay, so let's take my situation. Like when me and Mike were breaking up, that was the first thing I did. I was like, how do I get out of this? Mm-hmm. So I look for rooms to rent, and they have all these like kind of scammer apps. Where like, people are on there. I mean, in Atlanta, it was really weird because it was like, well, if it was like a gay dude on there, like he wanted to have sex with you while you lived in there, this is on the app. There was other ones like it was just for women. There were other ones where it was like, I don't like certain type of things. Like it was almost like trying to date someone. Like you got to meet these requirements of this person that you want to move in with, and then moving in with someone. Like the first person that I moved in with that I rented a room from, it was like hell on wheels. And so luckily, like one of my friends lived right behind that guy, and we got along very well. But I mean, I stayed over there for a little while. It was like to the point I would drive Lyft at the time. I would literally drive Lyft so much to the point I would sleep in my car, and I would literally go there and like shower and then leave and still pay for my stuff to even stay. It was like a storage place. So those things sound great, but once you get into it, then it's like I could have dealt with this relationship for another month. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it sounds good to do that, but then when you actually do leave, it may not be as easy as you think that it is.
Where were you finding these rooms to rent?
I went on. There was an app called roommates.com and something else. I think it was like a Facebook group that had rooms to rent. I asked around to like different friends that they know people. There was a lot of different options of doing it, but luckily that first situation didn't last long.
Like, obtaining your freedom ain't never easy.
I was just trying to get the hell up out of there. So I mean, I did what I had to do.
You did what you had to do.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that you did that somebody else might not have done. You took the initiative to at least take the first step to do something, right? And granted, the first situation you were sketchy about, you weren't sure, and it was not an ideal situation, but you had another option. You know what I mean? Like people don't necessarily know that you need help. I mean, you never know what help you'll be able to receive if you don't express it, or somebody, because you never know. Like somebody might be able to say, "Oh, I have an apartment that has a room that or whatever the case is." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you made it
just
through.
Depends.
And you made it through. Like you gotta give yourself.
I made it through, but I can talk about it now. I made it, but at that time, it didn't feel like that. It felt like
when you are going through the storm,
like
it's gonna feel its worse.
I understand that.
When you like that's the whole part of like going through those tests. Like you go through that. Yeah. It may push you to the limit. It may push you to the edge, but you can look back on it and be like, I made it through that shit.
Yeah.
And it's another thing that you can look back on and be like, well, the next one coming, I mastered all the other ones. Bring on the next one. I got the strength. I got the courage.
Yeah.
I have that in me to get through that.
I mean, I agree with everything that you're saying. I think
give yourself a fucking hug. Give yourself a hug, damn it. And stop making excuses for it.
I'm not talking about for me.
Hug yourself. Hug yourself.
I'm not talking about for me. I'm just saying it sounds easy to say, but it's a lot more difficult sometimes for some people going through that.
Yeah, I just think a lot of the things, and I use myself as an example. A lot of the things that I like, for moving to New York, sight unseen, and I'll be very honest here on the podcast. Like I left Louisiana and moved to New York the first time. And I don't ever share this part of the story, so I'm going to share it and be honest. I met a guy on Adam for Adam, and I decided, he was like, "Oh, you should come visit me. I live in New York, yada, yada, yada." Okay, cool. I visited him for like, we communicated for a while, and I visited him for like 3 days. And off the strength of that, I expressed that I was interested in moving to New York. And he was like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, you could just move in with me. I have an extra room. It'll be great space, yada, yada, yada." And that's how I moved to New York for the first time. And granted, in the time being, it was kind of like I was not interested in being in the relationship that he had pictured or painted, but he was still a cool dude. Like, and I would have never known that I could have moved, or have been in that space or have done all of that had it not been the opportunity that was, permitted to me. But at the end of the day, I stepped out and was like, well, I'm gonna just make it what it's gonna be, and because I want to live in New York. And I think that again, you never know what opportunities are afforded to you unless you speak up or say something or let people know that you're in a position or a space that you need to be removed from, or you need to get out of.
Come on now.
Let's go to some of the, you guys have any more comments before you good? Okay. I want to go to some of the comments because people have been tearing this up. Let's see where we are. Carmen. Okay, great. So Charles, we talked about your comment. Let's catch up. I'm catching up, guys. I'm sorry. This happens in the gay community all the time. Yes, guys be lying in terms of them, thinking that you meet them and you think they're available, and clearly they are not. Roommate situations. They think they tell you that they got a roommate, but they really got a whole boyfriend at the house. It's obvious that cheating men won't admit, especially if you're smashing, feeding, and providing for them.
Come through.
Very true. I never did that, but
yeah, I've never did that. Just to be very clear, it's horrible. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes karma is that cheating guy because clearly he wasn't shit to begin with.
Okay. Interesting take.
I think karma. Karma is all about perception. Right. Like whatever you perceive to be karma. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily, because nothing's going to come in your life and say, "Hey, I'm karma. I'm getting you back for what you did this day, that time, et cetera, et cetera." Like they're never. It's never going to say that. So you kind of have it's all in perception. I know, right?
Could you imagine going up to somebody that's getting that karma from you? Be like, "Ooh, bitch, I'm watching you now."
Right.
A little Instagram story. Look, bitch, he finally getting it. He finally getting it, y'all.
He's getting it. He's getting paid back for what he did. John says there's always a key to open that opportunity to leave.
Yes, John.
There's always. Ooh, absolutely. Running That Mouth has a question. Do you guys believe if a person is a serial cheater, it is ultimately because they are insecure and need consistent adoration?
No.
I don't know.
Some people just be cheating for the sport of it. So no.
That's some people, but I also think that there are deep-seated issues as to why people cheat.
I mean, there's some truth. There's some truth in it. I'm not saying it's everybody's situation, but I definitely think that applies to some people out there.
Yeah, that's some people, yes, but I'm not gonna give everybody who's cheating this. Like, oh let me coddle your ass because of all this shit. No, your ass is motherfucking cheating because you can't help yourself. You're greedy, you're selfish, and all that. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
I would be interested to know the statistics behind men that do cheat, and if they actually cheat and go to counseling, and then what is the narrative or the reason as to why they are cheaters. I would be interested because that does raise a question, because I never would have connected insecurities and somebody that needs adoration or coddling or what have you. I'm interested
on that.
Yeah,
I would like to know what's driving them to go to the counseling or the therapy sessions. Because are you doing it to appease the person that you cheated on, or are you actually doing it to better yourself? Because a lot of times people will get up there in front to appease the person that they're with, hold their hand on camera while they're wearing a bonnet. That's not cool. All right? because you sitting here doing it to appease other people and not to
Not
fix yourself.
Not wearing a bonnet. Did you see the way he was? I'm sorry. I have to. You see the way he was looking at her like, you better say what we talked about before. Like he was like glaring at her out of the side of his face like, you better say exactly what I said so that we can. This is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Like I felt like it was a show. Like you didn't really mean it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're going to therapy to really better yourself or really to fix your deep-seated issues, great. But if you're doing it to appease the people around you, that's another insecurity that you got going on. That's borderline psychopath.
Yeah. Running them out said the sport of it. That's deep. Because some people, you're right, Aaron. Some people do it just for the sport of it. I think that is that's very deep, especially here in Atlanta. But we're not going to talk about people here. Mark said, "I know that's right. Hug yourself." And Joseph says, "No, some people are just wired to be monogamous. Some people are just wired to be monogamous, and that's okay. It's not for everybody, and open relationships are not for everybody, and that's okay." All right. Good topics, gentlemen. Very good. Very good on tonight. Aaron is exhausted, baby. You hear me? Aaron is pushing through. I can already, because Aaron is usually a little bit more exuberant about the conversation and the topics, and he gets there, but right now he's just like, chill.
First of all, I went through all that, and then trying to get these topics. I told you, I'm running out of things to talk about, right? So I searched on. I sent this stuff to Dwayne like maybe hours before we did the podcast today. So,
well, and I didn't fuss at you today because I knew it's been hard.
I was waiting on the smart remark text message or something. I was like, okay, he must really know that I was serious about
I knew you were tired, and so just for your reference,
so you guys that are watching, if you guys have topics for us, please go to aothpodcast.com and submit those. It would help me out so much.
If you want to hear us talk about anything related to sex or relationships and dating, please submit your topics. Aaron is having a very hard time pulling these topics off of Twitter because that's where they come from.
And Instagram and Facebook.
And Instagram, yes.
And you have to realize we're on season 4 now, so we've done a lot.
We've talked about a lot. We have.
Yeah.
Adrian says, I think that the whole debacle is a scam. Okay. They're both pulling an okie doke on their followers.
Oh yeah, Derek. Okay, yeah.
Oh, they're okay. I was like, who are we talking about? Because I don't know. I don't know who this.
I thought it was about us at first, but I was like, wait.
I was like, we are not a scam.
We need to make now. We gotta make a commercial.
Right. Larry says, get some coffee. So debonair, get some coffee. All right, let's go to the last topic for our relationship topics. Let's see. Where are we? Here we are. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I had to burp. That was terrible and disgusting. Can you date someone that your friend had a thing for, but they never dated? We've never talked about this. Can you date someone that your friend had a thing for, but they never dated? I love how we get quiet after the question is read because everybody's thinking.
I gotta gather my thoughts. I gotta gather.
So I'm gonna toss this to Easy. Easy, if Meech had a thing for somebody, but they never dated, and the person approached you and they swooped in and was like, "I really think you're attractive. Yeah, I know your boy is cool or whatever, but I think you are the one I really want to try to pursue." Would you do? Would you do it?
I think being on, because we actually had a situation like this before.
That's why I said Meech, because I knew there was some correlation to the situation.
The situation in hand that we actually experienced, I actually took that information back to him because, like I said, we had conversations about him and that person. Like we talked about their relationship, and I gave advice on things that he should do. So I didn't feel comfortable. So when he did come to me, I just wanted to let it be known because I didn't want nothing to come between us. As soon as I got the information, I'm like, well, this is cute. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Meech. I just wanted to have clarity, and I wanted to have clear communications with my best friend, let him know what's going on because I don't want nothing to come between us. I personally don't feel comfortable with that. And not to mention, it was something that was still fresh. So that was also an issue. Like the timeline of things weren't like it wasn't like there was no length in between him and then me. So I feel like that also will play a part of it. Like if there's some years in between, and then also how deep was that relationship? I think
they never dated.
Well, they never did. Yes, if there's some length, if there's some like 5-6 years in between the friend and now he's talking to you, I think there should be some type of communication so that there's some so everyone knows. Like you just can't pop up at my house with that nigga on your arm. I need to know, like, you need to have that communication between you and your friend. Be like, hey,
and he was just here last night.
Exactly. See.
You see Aaron's face?
I'm just saying, like, I think just have the communication. Just talk to people. Lay all your cards out on the table because you don't want to, you don't want to open the door and see. Yeah.
So, Debonair, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm trying to thing for my friend a thing for this person's like, or are they sexually active, like, or they just like the person and like maybe the person
why does
like them back.
Why does either of those matter?
Because
he does bring a point.
Because if there's like if my best friend is just like liking someone, but the person maybe not like them back, whatever, and they was like, they like me or whatever like that. I don't really know. I mean, I probably would do what Easy said and say something, but I probably would still go for it.
Can I piggyback off of what you just said?
Yeah.
Because I really think I know because I see what you did. You really actually looked at the question and like, could you date someone that your friend had a thing for? So if it's just the thing, if you just double tapping on his IG pictures, leaving hearts on his stories, like if you really never like dived into your feelings towards that person, you had no claim.
Yeah.
That's just a crush. And I would even give another story. I'm not gonna say his name, but we were at an event and he saw this guy. This is not me. This is another friend of mine. He saw this guy. He was like, "Yo, E, can you go talk to him and tell him that I want to talk to him? Like, let him know that I'm feeling him." He's like, "I've been feeling him for a minute. I know you don't care about talking to anybody. You gonna say what you gonna say, but like, can you let him know that I have feelings? Like, bring him over here so we can talk." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I go over there and I'm doing the wingman thing. And lo and behold, he was like, "Who is it?" I'm like, "My friend over there." He was like, "Oh, well, I would rather sit here and talk to you."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Ooh, wait."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna front because I'm never really in that situation before. But he was tall, he was dark skinned, had a beard, like he was fine. Not gonna lie, he was fine. Then all of a sudden, I'm just like, "Oh, wait a minute, let me get mine." But with that, is that my fault though? Is that like you can't be mad at me?
I think the question would be then, what do you say to the friend? Right? Like, okay, after you have the conversation, you got yours with the man or the dude or whatever. What do you go back and tell your friend?
I told him, Aaron, it's your turn to talk to Wayne. I've talked about
But I've been through the same scenario before with my best friend, and I just told him what the guy said. He was like,
I
"Go
told
for
him
it,
that he wasn't
friend."
feeling them.
Yeah, he was like, "Go for it, friend." He was like, "I mean, it ain't. He don't like me. He like you." And I was like,
I didn't tell him that.
"No, I told him I was just."
I
Well,
didn't tell him that part.
that's how we were though. Seriously, like if we did, because I always hurt my best friend with people all the time, so that happened to me like maybe a few times, and I'm just like, oh well, people don't say anything, all the time. And I'm like, we see these people out all the time, and I thought they made it work together. I mean, clearly they work out for me afterwards because we ain't together now. But to me, it's like there's no real connection there. Like there's no strings attached. So I say, do you? He's trying to chew the ice.
Just swallow it.
I'm sorry. There was ice in my cup, and I didn't want to chew the ice on the microphone, so I muted the anyway. Okay.
This is about to be AMSR.
I think okay. So I hear both of you, and I think that it's interesting because I've had the same kind of situation as that Easy was talking about, and my best friend took it in stride. He was just like, okay, well, I'm about to go out and find mine while you do what you got to do with, etc. So, I mean, I've always been of the philosophy, whether they've dated or not, to be quite honest, if it's over, I've always been of the philosophy that if somebody approaches me that somebody else has been with, why should I miss out on happiness or love or whatever the case is? If this person could very well be the person that is for me. And I have always been of the notion that, I don't really have the codes that everybody else has. Because that's just not something now granted, now I'm not going to date somebody that literally is fresh out of a situation, with somebody that I know or I'm friends with, but I do let time pass or what have you. But in the case of the situation, usually when people loop back around, I'm always like, well, why should I miss out on the opportunity? Because maybe we work together well. Y'all just didn't work together well. I'm not that person, vice versa. So why should I miss out on the opportunity?
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't agree with me on that one. I'll have to be honest. A lot of people don't agree on it. They think that, there's a code. That's your friend.
Handle that. That's what it is.
Say it again,
people are not mature enough to handle that.
Yeah.
You have to be real strong in your feelings, mature, and just stand firm in that. And if you can communicate that, great. Now, if the person can't receive it, that's on them.
So, Debonair,
I mean, we've talked about this before. For me, it's a no-go for me. I'm just not doing it. If my friend has dated someone, I just don't see me doing it. Especially if like one of my close friends. If we're talking about some of my associates, that's different. But like my inner friend group, I just couldn't see myself doing
it. Okay. All right, let's go to some of the comments. Andrew says, would that be breaking some kind of a code? Some people think so and some people don't.
Yeah. There's an expiration date on them codes.
Yeah.
And furthermore, where are these codes listed? Who has the codes? Who knows the codes? Who wrote them? Because everybody doesn't have the same code.
Are they in the Old Testament or the New Testament? I'm just trying to... King James Version, what? Where they at?
So, Debonair, you gonna say something? No?
No, I was gonna say something. I was thinking about if I should say it out loud, though. But yeah, so...
It was all over your face, so that's why I asked.
Okay. Yeah, like one of my friends, one of my friends, we go to his house for everything, right? And so, of course, there's guys that come around, and some of them they may be talking or whatever, but he's kind of like, what Dwayne is. He's like, if it's somebody that was interested in, but they're going for one of my friends, he's like, he's for the streets. Like whoever won him, I don't own them. So, and he's like that. And I mean, I understand that mentality. It would be hard for me to come around, I guess, with that person, knowing that information or whatever, especially if they've ever gone through anything. I just wouldn't want that to be uncomfortable, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think it would only be uncomfortable if you are head over heels for the person and you can't be in the same space and they rejected you, right? Like if you tried to approach somebody and they were like, no, but then they ended up dating one of your friends, because this has happened to me before. I immediately identified the fact that I have a problem with rejection. Mm-hmm. Not that I am unhappy for the fact that one of my very close friends and this dude that I tried to pursue are together, and I've expressed that, but it's always going to be perceived that now I feel like Easy. It's always going to be perceived that I have a problem with their togetherness, and no. And I've expressed I have a problem with the rejection, and that's my problem. I don't have a problem with y'all being together. I have no problem being in the same space with y'all. I have no problem celebrating y'all. I have no problem going out with y'all and hanging out with y'all. I have a problem with rejection that I need to have worked out. Period.
Stop putting the problems on other people.
Right.
But this goes back to a conversation that we had a little while ago about the best friend confessing that they're in love with your boyfriend or something like that. Y'all remember that conversation?
I think vaguely.
I remember, but what you going at?
So let's say that let's say the boyfriend, they break up, and then the friend who's been in love with this person, they actually start dating. Like, that would be very uncomfortable.
Oh, first of all, you can't just move. Y'all broke up last week, and now y'all that.
It does. I mean, it doesn't matter what the time frame is to me. Like, it would make me feel like, let's just say that y'all are dating, and then y'all break up, and then I start dating one of y'all. Like, I would never want to be around y'all at the same time. And if we're like really good friends, I would feel very uncomfortable about that. I would be like, listen, if you want to go hang out, y'all go hang out. I'm gonna be at home. I would not want that. I would not. I don't want to be uncomfortable like that.
But I think it goes back to a maturity level. If you can handle it, great. And if you can't handle it and you admit that you can't handle it and you say, hey, I can't be around y'all. I no disrespect. I'm happy for y'all. I just can't be in the same space. That's all. That also takes a level of maturity, because some people can't even say that they don't want to be in the same space with somebody that's rejected them, or that now they're dating one of their friends, right? And that, it determines, you have to be determined to say, okay, if you're uncomfortable, right? If we're dating now, y'all were together, we're dating now, you're uncomfortable. Got it. Now you flat out say, y'all are great, it's cool, we all cool. I just don't want to be in the same space with y'all. We have no choice but to respect that.
I mean, even now, like, I'm thinking about, I don't even know if I want y'all hanging out with each other, because what if you want that old thing back one more time? Like, it would just make me feel all different types of ways. My anxiety would start kicking in. Again, I'm a Virgo. I'm going to overthink the situation. I just don't want it. So on the safe side, I just wouldn't. You
overthinking it right now, and it ain't even a real situation.
Like, my anxiety is kicking in right now, because I'm like, oh my God, this is a mess. Like, I don't want to do it.
Some people are like that, and you have to respect that, right? Even it's funny, because this particular person that I'm talking about, who I approached before he started dating a friend of mine, and he rejected me hard. He was just like, oh, I don't date other flight attendants. I'm just put it out there. I don't date other flight attendants. Oh, okay. But then now, months later, you're with another flight attendant, and y'all are in a full-fledged relationship. So, and this particular person is a really good friend of mine. So we're talking, and he's like, oh, I met this guy, he was in our class, and I'm like, what? He told me that he don't date other flight attendants. So what's the situation? Nonetheless, they are in the same, they were in a relationship. Great, wonderful. I kept my distance only because at the time we both were single, and now he's in a relationship. And I'm of the school that if you're friends with somebody and they get in a relationship, give them space. Yeah. Let them explore their relationship. Let them explore their situation. You don't need to be at their house all the time. You don't need to be, over and like y'all used to hang when y'all were single, right? Let them, then now they've moved in together, let them have their space. So it was perceived that my absence or my separation was because I had a problem with their relationship. And I expressed very clearly, no, I don't have a problem with your relationship. I have a problem with rejection, but that's my problem. I'm happy for y'all. It's great. Wonderful. No, fast forward to 2021, they're no longer together. And I just recently hung out with, I had a trip that I worked with the person that I thought was attractive initially. Like, we worked together recently, and we hadn't seen each other in a while. And it was very awkward, because it was kind of like, there's nothing really to talk about. I don't know what you want me to say. You know what I mean? But my point to all of that is, I never treated him any differently. I kept the same kind of mentality that I said from the beginning. My issue is my rejection. That's it. Y'all, I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy with what y'all are doing. Now y'all are separated. Okay, great. Wonderful. Hope you're doing well. More power to you. Keep it moving. It just takes a mature person to handle these types of situations.
Well, I'm just not mature enough for that. So. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. No, that is very true. I'm not. I don't. That's my honesty. I'm gonna be honest.
That's your honesty, and we respect it. And we respect it. Let's go to some of the comments because again, people have been lighting it up. I don't know. That was a good one, according to Ty. Yes, why should I miss out on an opportunity for love? And they never dated. Absolutely run them out. That's exactly it.
I agree with that.
Yeah. What's up, Lex? Lex says, I can and would. Me being 38, I think my friend should understand. I tell him as soon as it became serious.
Okay. I like that. Yes.
However, I wouldn't purposely talk to the guy unless he approached me. The only way we talk is if he asked me. That is even if you have feelings, you should learn how to suppress them if he's after, with the person that, one of your friends. And then if he approaches you, then all bets are off. You came to me. I didn't come to you. And Taj says he can bang me out once and then he can have him just play it. Okay, I mean, there are people that think that as well. We're going to do it and nobody's going to ever know. You can go back to where you came from. Joseph says dudes will switch up on you real quick. They will. They will switch up on you very quickly. And you have to just, keep your head in the game.
I mean, to me, I think with this scenario, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think that, and I think I said to someone on Twitter today, I posted at the beginning of the year, I was like, this year I'm going to shoot my shot, with people, because I feel like a lot of times I realize people feel like I have the resting bitch face and it's hard to talk to me. So, Dwayne, I didn't need you to co-sign that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So I'm like, I'm gonna try it. And actually, I've been doing that a lot this year. I went on a few dates this year as well. Oh. And so I went on a date yesterday, by the way. And it went very well. And actually, it was someone with this friends, one of my friends, but they weren't dating. But
you got a man?
Yeah, I checked. I got all the information. Believe me, I'm investigating.
Okay, all right. Making sure.
At this point, I'm investigating everything.
Don't come up on here 3 Thursdays from now talking
about. Listen, all I can do is ask the questions. Now, if I go on social media and find out that he don't have the man on his page, but the man got him all over the page, then I got Derek Jackson and I didn't even know. But that's a different story.
Let us know how it is, friend. Let us know how it is. He's in Kansas, so he toxic anyway.
Yes. And they're so emotional and stuff that get you emotionally involved, and it's a wrap.
It's too much. It's too much for color television, honey. All right, gentlemen, let's go to our sex topics for the night. You gonna do a song, Aaron? No. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna make us a little transition for that.
You're gonna make us a transition.
That part I can't do.
It's coming.
We'll work on the intro. But I got that part.
All right. This first question on the sex topics, because we all know that you are wondering, because it's the sex hour. Y'all suck dick when your eyes open and your eyes closed.
I wasn't ready.
This is for y'all. This is for y'all too. This is not for me.
You don't suck dick in? Wait a minute.
We've already had this conversation.
Well,
did we?
That's for y'all. Yes. Y'all know I don't suck dick like that.
I mean, I don't either, but
I suck dick looking at my watch. It's been 5 minutes. It's time's up.
5 minutes? You know what? I'm about to be judged. Let me stop. Going to the next topic.
3 pumps in 5 minutes.
Oh, I should not have given a number. Damn it. I'm never gonna live that down now. Damn
3 pumps, 5 minutes. All right. 3 and 5. That's what we're gonna call him. We're gonna call him 3 and 5. So okay, let's really kind of talk about this scenario and this situation now. I'm gonna use my microphone. to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. Because it's very, very awkward when someone is doing said activity and they're like this. Like it's so awkward. It's so awkward when you look down and they're just like.
But it feels like they're standing up when you're looking like that, right? What if they're laying down?
Just, or even if they're laying down, they're like.
If they're laying down, you can look forward.
It's awkward. It's so weird.
Okay. I'm
No,
just trying to help the people understand. I don't even know.
I'm
Y'all
just trying to
sucking
help
dick.
you.
I don't know. Help me understand what it looks like, because when I'm doing, my eyes are probably closed. I'm like,
It's so weird. Like I don't. It's it's kind of the same. Okay, now and I have to laugh because sometimes I will kiss with my eyes open, but not like full fledged. Like,
yeah, me too. Sometimes I'll kiss with my eyes open.
but
too.
sometimes like you want to make sure that I don't know why. I can't give an answer.
But I will only kiss my eyes open if like we need to get it together. If it's good, my eyes will probably be closed. Because I'm like, sir, your tongue down my throat is not. I feel like I'm sucking dick right now.
You're slobbering on the side of my face, like
you're like your lips are on the outsides of my lips and not like we're not alternating. Like I need this to be to get this together.
Oh my god!
If I open up my eyes, just know something needs to be corrected.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Easy, you are very quiet.
I don't even know what to attack first. Like, I'm gonna tell all my business. If they request some eye contact, I'm willing to give some eye contact. I'm not opposed to giving eye contact when eye contact is asked for.
It's just so awkward, like,
and that it may be awkward, but if they ask for it, I will give it.
Okay, all right.
So I'm not. I don't think I go. Well, first, no, I am going in with eyes wide open because I need to make sure. I need to expect everything that's going in. So yeah, but if you're asking for it, I don't mind giving eye contact.
Okay. So you be the schoolgirl in the schoolgirl uniform giving eye contact to the teacher while you go down south.
Am I getting an A or an A plus?
See? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Easy's freak level. There you go. Is that on that, everybody? You want to get some of the comments in?
I will say that I think like if the rare times that I do it, I think going into it, my eyes may be open just to kind of see the relaxation of the man.
Mm-hmm.
And then once like he starts relaxing, then my eyes is going to start relaxing.
And then sometimes you gotta look too, because you have to judge. You need to make sure that he's experiencing everything that he needs to experience. Because if you look up and he's just like chilling, like it ain't nothing, then you need to put in some more work.
Yeah, like when them eyes roll up to the back of your head, I'm good.
I need to make sure that I'm doing a good job. Like I need to make sure like things are going accordingly.
I need to be like, is this thing on?
Exactly. Mic check. Eye contact is needed. Like whether they're asking for it, or, every once in a while, just look up there, make sure everything's good. Make sure he's enjoying himself. If he's not enjoying himself, then you need to put some more thought into it. All right.
Can I tell you what's really funny about this? We really haven't had no really nasty conversations like this in a long time. So I feel uncomfortable.
Not only are you these comments, oh my god. Okay.
What the comments talking? What
I'm sorry. Okay. Depends on how juicy and fat the head is. Okay. All right. Teach the people. You be in your own world. It ain't even about him. It's about you and what you doing. That's what I'm talking about.
Sometimes it be that way. Especially if it's dick like
right.
If it's dick, you good to go.
Well, if it's one you like to suck, like then that's probably different. Like, okay, I got that.
They're like, hey, old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lord. Open or close if I'm really into it. I mean, I think this was a part of my my demonstration on my microphone. Joseph says, if you give macaroni mouth, then all bets are off.
I'm closing my eyes for that.
Macaroni mouth? Like, is that the equivalent to like?
That means I'm doing my job and I'm doing it well.
Okay. So it is related to macaroni sounds.
No, yes.
Mm-hmm. Got it. No, easy.
No, I'm not gonna open that door. Next comment.
I want to stay here. What were you about to say?
I'm just saying, is that really the same noise? Like, would that be the same noise?
It's probably like
the
noise that you make before, like you know how when you mix it up before you add the cheese part in it. It's probably like the levels to it, but yeah.
I think we need to find a different sound for that.
Okay, I will be with that too because I obviously I equated it to it because of the title, but I'm just kind of like
I know the macaroni.
Is that the same?
I think the sounds are different. I think there's a better sound that we can have to relate to
the sound that I'm thinking in my mind. It doesn't even sound appeasing. So that
You're not gonna say what the sound is.
That sounds like that man is choking you and that dick is all the way down your throat. You are slobbering and spitting and everywhere, and
that means you're doing your job.
It sounds like somebody's dying. So that's like
you're enjoying yourself.
He's enjoying himself. I'm trying not to throw up on this dick at this point. That's what it sounds like.
I've seen this video where
That's what it sounds like to be.
Easy forgot that we were recording, and he was about to go into a whole conversation about what he saw.
I'll put it out there. If you go to Pornhub, there's this video with Mr. Buck.
Okay.
And there's a guy, and he throws up, and they just kept rolling, like they just kept going.
There's some guys that like that. I never will understand it.
Listen.
I thought they would at least edit that out, but they definitely kept it in the video.
Mm-mm.
I still have my tonsils, so what we're not gonna do is try to aim to get them knocked out of the back of my throat. Like that is just not. I'm.
You don't want to touch a little dingly thing in the back of your throat?
No, Cardi, I do not need you to touch a little dangly thing in the back of my throat. Like that is just not something that I am personally interested in. No,
it's like a boxing match.
Why? No,
I wish I would have known you was going to say that because I would have named the podcast that.
No,
I might change it.
You might change it. If you're extremely attractive, I'll open my eyes just to see how into it you are, says Joseph.
You gotta check. You gotta monitor.
You gotta make sure, because if you're using too much teeth, then ooh. Fuck the eye contact. Easy. How wet does that beer get when you're slobbing that? Oh,
Where's that buzzer at?
It's heavily moisturized.
It's here.
If you follow me on IG, you can see how wet it gets.
Clearly, his sisters don't follow him on IG, bitch, because I ain't never seen his beard get wet on IG.
If you watch my IG stories, you can see how wet it gets.
All right. Well, there's that on that. Come through macaroni.
See what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah, if I know I'm giving him that make twitch on command mouth, then I'll look just to enjoy them enjoying it. Yeah. I could agree with that. Yeah. I'm a bottom, and I don't like sucking dick either. Sucking dick is for the husband, not the smash bro.
What?
Yeah, because you don't know where the smash bro has been, honey. And that's always my thought process. If I would ever do something of that nature with just a smash bro, since that we're going to use that terminology. I don't know where you've been. You could tell me flat out you ain't done nothing, and you could be lying. I have to be familiar with it and know that you ain't been nowhere.
Familiar dick is the best dick.
Does his breath stink? Or you better not pass gas.
What does this got to do with it? Wait,
where did this go?
Ask Mark. Mark, we need clarity.
Off the deep end.
Does his breath stink, or you better not pass?
Oh, is that why you open up your eyes? Because his breath stinks, or you pass gas?
Wait, why you? Wait, no, wait.
Well, his breath stinking. What? I don't know.
I would say I need clarity. I need some.
We need you to explain, Mark. We need an explanation. Like since last week, Easy made it seem like he was the Virgin Mary. Nah, we're talking about Dick and he
No, I did not make it seem like I was Virgin Mary. Y'all perceived that I was Virgin Mary. That's not the case.
That's great. Oh, that is a good one.
I'm 34. I have lived a little.
Let's be very clear. Easy is as freaky as he is as humble.
You about to start saying that to people now.
That'll be my tagline.
He is as freaky as he is as humble. That is. There's a reason that Easy is on this panel. Let's just be clear. It's not like there's a reason he's here.
You better know me.
All right. Lex is screaming. We appreciate it.
I want to know what Mark Chung was talking about because I'm so confused.
Mark, clarify your comment and see.
Wait, what about Joseph?
He's going to be a single bottom then. Okay. I'm not sure what that means either, Joseph, but hey.
He's talking about Lex. No, he's not, because I don't suck dick like that, and I wasn't a single
bottom. Okay. So he's going to talk about Lex.
What we're not going to do is... No, just...
What we're not going to do is argue in the comments. We're not going to argue with each other.
Y'all better calm down if I come in there.
Y'all not going...
It's not a requirement. It is not a requirement.
It's not. It is not a requirement.
Some people don't like it.
Some people, it does nothing for me. Nothing.
Yeah. Some people don't like it. Some people like eating ass.
Yeah. Some people just don't.
Some people can live. Some people can live without the oral part of sex. So.
Yeah. Y'all ready for the next topic?
Ready?
Yeah,
let's do it.
If Mark comes back, we'll
circle back to Mark's comment if he comes back around.
Wait, before you pop this question up, because that first one got me off. Jesus,
you wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. Okay, let's go. Let's do this.
All right.
How many dicks did you suck while your eyes are open?
Wait, what?
I'm about to say that's what the next person gonna say.
Right? Can you count the number of? During sex, does it make it different if does it make a difference rather if the bottom's dick is hard or soft?
I've always wondered.
It's the great. I love how both of you are just like.
I mean, I personally feel like you should answer this first, and then we should answer it. That's what I think.
Okay, I can answer it.
Okay.
I as the convertible top that I am, the first top that I am, so it just depends. Like, I don't equate a soft bottom, like the soft penis from bottom, as if they're not enjoying it, because some people can get hard and some people can't when you're having sex with them. So it does turn me on when they do, but it's not a requirement, because I know everybody can't, like if I'm, because it also depends on what spots you're hitting. Like if you're hitting a spot that is allowing them to be aroused, that's different. So, if they're getting hard because you're hitting a spot, that's hot. If they're not, that does not necessarily mean that they're not enjoying themselves. You're just not hitting the spot that's allowing them to be aroused. And that's nothing wrong with that either. You're hitting other spots. That's great. So I'm not trying to down anybody.
I was say
I'm not trying. If you've never had a bottom that has gotten hard when you hit the spot like that, that's not That's not what Dwayne is saying.
Somebody watching this hurt right now. So.
Like,
somebody is watching this, and then you just lost 3 followers.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it. I have been in both cases, in both situations where they have been aroused and they have not.
You just lost 3 followers, 16 subscribers.
The whole chat cleared out.
The whole chat. Just my bad. Sorry. But it's not a be all end all. It's hot when it happens, but it's not a be all end all. So to the bottoms in the room.
For me, the foreplay has to be good if I'm gonna do like if we're having like some quick sex, my dick's probably not gonna get hard. It's probably gonna be that until after it's done. And then I'm going to want I don't be wanting to come while I'm being topped until afterwards. So it doesn't really like I don't
he
want
doesn't want to come while he's being penetrated.
Yeah, like I would do everything in my power not to even really kind of be hard because I want to kind of I told you guys like what I like. Like I like to use the gun for listen, so for me, I try not to be hard for that. But if the foreplay is good before that, it's probably gonna be a wrap. Like I mean, it's a wrap. So yeah,
easy.
I'm sorry, I just got a visual.
I was trying to say a lot without saying a lot with that.
And you said a lot, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is gonna be up at the tension the whole time. Like it's
It's nothing like somebody riding you and they're hard. No. That's a great situation.
Oh yeah. I'm up. That's
You just gotta be. You really have to turn me on for that. Like it has to be like sexually. We both have to really be in that space. Seriously, and honestly, like that's probably the longer sex that I would have. Because I am turned to that person. Like if it's like a quickie for me, I'm really like, that's my 15 minutes. Like let's get it done.
Wait, hold on. You said 15 minutes was like. So what's the length of the quickie?
That's what the quickie is. The 15 minutes for me. There's no foreplay. It's the sex, and that's that.
Okay.
But if we did the foreplay
for a full service, though.
I'm gonna be. It's going. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some time, like because but the time's gonna be with the foreplay. You still get 15 minutes for the sex. Period. I mean, I may give you a little bit longer. But it depends on how good that foreplay is.
Listen, there is a time clock that hangs in Aaron's room, like you see at church in the back. That it counts down, so it like you get this many amount of minutes for foreplay, and then the clock changes.
I would charge this watch up. I will charge my watch up in a minute. You got here at 3:00. The foreplay stopped at 3:05. I may only give you 10 minutes for this sex because this was terrible. I don't want to do this. Like I need you to spend some time on the foreplay part for me. I'm just more intimate. I like intimacy more, I think.
Fair enough. Do we want to go to some of these comments? Because
child.
Sheesh. This was a circle back around to the last conversation. Lexus said, "These men will be leaving guests in your throat." So no, I don't. I don't want to. Mm-mm.
They can leave a guest. They can leave a guest in your ass too.
That part. Portia said, "Who said
that? You said that? Who said that?"
Tasha, that's so good. So debonair is true. I only bust from hardcore sex.
Yeah. See, I ain't the only one.
Hardcore. Yes, grab your throat.
Yeah. Oh God.
No. Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Oh, oh.
Oh wait, no. Wait a minute. Hold on.
No.
Wait. Oh.
That passion has to be there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, bottoms, we just like dicking us, pretend our dick ain't there, because if we nut, it's over. Well,
Oh,
some
no,
people are
it's
like
not.
Not
that.
for easy. That's not for easy though. Easy is
I
not
was
like that. I
saying,
knew like, no, that is not happening. I'm
But
with Lex.
there are some bottoms that do not like them. They don't like to be touched.
yes, there are some.
There's some that just like to imagine that it's not even there, and they don't like to jack it. They don't like to touch it. They just want you to go to Pound Town.
I don't mind if you touch it, but like, just don't make me come. Like, I just need you to like understand that, because if once this, like he said, once it's a wrap for me after I'm getting up off of this. You get up out of me, I will kick your ass up off of me. Here's the lube. Finish it yourself. I'm not licking nipple for 45 minutes.
Next,
You know the sad part about that is that true. Like after you come, you're like, I gotta sit here and do this.
Yes. After a while, you're like, after a while, you like this though. After a while, you like this. Like it's too long. Like
my tongue is cramping. I'm tired.
I'm tired. I want you to go home. I want to go home. Whatever. Whoever had to go home.
tired
It's time
from
to
what?
go
It's
home.
only been 7 minutes. Like, what are you tired from?
But I'm not licking on nipple for 45 minutes though.
But
like,
I came already. I came already. I'm done.
And I already told you before you let me do that, do not do that. So if you did that on purpose, that's on you, bro. I told you before this happened.
Who, child?
So Lexus has a question. Define hardcore. I think that's for So Debonair.
To me, first of all, like I said, the foreplay has to be good, but I don't mind like the rough, as long as the vibe is there. Like I don't mind the roughness. I don't mind the choking and the shit talking. I don't mind none of that stuff. To me, that's hardcore. Don't like be punching me in the back of my head and in my back like them videos or y'all see on Twitter. That's like some disrespectful shit to me. So that's my definition of hardcore.
That's a charge. That's a charge.
So that's your ass has gotten beat in my house. Yeah, I don't mind beating nobody's ass.
Yes, the sucking nipples is mutual for some people. They just do not like it. Trying to get you there. So sorry to this man. As So Debonair says, here's the lotion and have at it. I'm going to do something else. Last sex question for the night, gentlemen. Marathon sex, yay or nay? Marathon sex.
This sounds like a Dwayne and Easy.
Well, we already know it's So Debonair.
I was giving to say So Debonair is not someone that does any kind of marathon in 15 minutes.
Actually, a marathon. I mean, you can have multiple 15-minute sessions. So that's marathon sex. It's multiple times. Like they came multiple times. I don't mind having that kind of sex as long as I'm interested in the guy. The sex is good, and he understands that don't make me come before you come. I'm cool with that. I don't mind my marathon sex. That probably works for me more than that long sex y'all be having.
Now, how many intervals are you talking about?
I mean, I've had sex for a few hours with the marathon sex where we've been able to do it multiple times. So marathon sex is like you're doing it multiple times. I don't mind this because we got however many minutes of time. And I mean, even in the middle of that, like there's foreplay for me. So I'm cool with this. I like marathon sex, actually. Thank you. Since y'all think y'all know every thing.
First of all, he just told you his marathon sex is an interval. So this is like this is periods, or like you gotta watch a movie in between, and then he gonna come back to you like this.
That's marathon for me.
That's not marathon. Those are sessions.
It's in one day though. It's in the same period.
Bitch, we are not at the gym and you are not doing reps. Like this is not.
So what's marathon sex to y'all? Because I thought that was marathon sex. We just keep on having sex like that, like over and over again.
No,
you have little breaks. You go to the bathroom, whatever, and we do it again. What's marathon sex to y'all?
if a marathon is like if you're running a race, you're not stopping. The 5K, you're running the whole 5 miles straight.
I thought you have to pass off the baton in the marathon to the next person.
No,
you just keep passing it off and going.
That's just
and
a
going
different category. That's just a different category.
Yeah, that's track.
That's still a marathon, though.
That's track and field. I'm talking about a marathon, like the New York Marathon, the 5K race. Like you running 5 miles.
But even in those marathons, they don't all just run through the whole thing. Yes, they walk. They stop and get water from the people. No, I've walked in marathons before, guys. They don't just. They keep on going, but they slow down sometimes, and they sometimes get some water. They do.
Yeah, they have little stopping points.
That's the same thing I'm saying.
But it's not a sit down, put your feet up, see what's on the TV, and then come back.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said in the middle of that, that the foreplay is still going. So we're still sexually being active with each other. But then we start having the sex again. Your marathon may look a little bit different. You may be running the 5K. I may be running the 1K. Who knows? It's still a marathon.
I'm so glad that you put a smaller number for your marathon versus his, because I was about to get you. If you would have said something over 5K, I'd have been like, "Now, bitch, I am not a marathon runner by no means. I am too old. Now, can I come multiple times? Yes. However, that doesn't mean that we need to test it out and see if I can. It's just not. No. I need my sleep. I need my rest.
Oh yeah, maybe I might be wrong. The Urban Dictionary says.
The Urban Dictionary. First of all, that's not a source, but go ahead.
Well, because I don't think they have a real definition for this.
Oh, okay.
Did they have a real definition for that? So it says sex that continues for hours per session. That's definitely not for me. Well, for hours, it's not for me, but per session is what I can get with. So maybe that's what I was thinking. But I mean, for hours, oh yeah, I'm tapped. No marathon sex for me. No.
All right. Well, let's go to some of the comments and see what some of the guys have to say about marathon sex. Sorry to this man.
Y'all having multiple times of sex for out though. No.
Yeah.
This man purposely was drooling in my mouth when he was fucking me missionary. I got off the bed so quickly that no. We've discussed drooling. Drool.
I feel like that's worse than spit. Like spitting in my mouth. Drooling, like it's like just dribbling. Oh hell no.
No, thank you.
No.
You were supposed to just take that, put your hand up, rub it on his face, and keep it going.
I was supposed to get your medication because you didn't take it. You ain't drooling in my mouth.
No, easy.
I didn't say let it fall in your mouth. I said just take it.
Jesus.
He said he was drooling in his mouth.
Yeah, put that right on back in there. Or you do a good old flip and reverse. You better jump up and then you ride them and.
And I would have got you a cup like, here you go, boo. This is for you. This is not for me.
That was the way
intermission. That's disgusting.
No, I'm sorry. No.
That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Taj says, fuck me to completion. Yes. Whatever the completion time is, choking and going deep in it, hit it from all angles.
That's hardcore.
That's hardcore sex.
I was actually thinking. Go ahead, Taj. Yes.
Like says, marathon sex, fuck 10-minute break, fuck 20-minute break. However, the ass got a time limit because food is still digesting.
Thank you.
You wasn't supposed to be eating that heavy.
This is why I love licks, because I'm just saying.
He must have got ready at his house.
Joseph says, according to the show, So Debonair, you are supposed to be the same, the sex MVP, but you out here being stingy with the throat and the wow. Who hurt you?
Told you that.
Says Hug.
Send me the episode and I said that because I don't
that you were the sex MVP.
I ain't never said that. I've never said that.
He's just more racist than the rest of us. That's all.
I probably am more sexually active than them, but that's probably it.
I thought we were still sticking with the marathon theme, Dwayne.
He's been more racist than us.
No, y'all niggas racist be lasting far out like 5 miles. Mine's is like a mile. That's it. Y'all know.
Literally a mile. That is all that
Listen.
So Debonair has.
Listen, sir, this is what I got. This is what I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give you what I got to give. That's it. The math is gonna math on this.
The math is gonna math.
What?
Oh, goodbye. I can't. So
I like that
marathon-
miniseries. Yes,
Yes, and sex is a mini-series according to Joseph.
absolutely.
And let's see, marathon sessions is expected for me if you trying to be in the number one spot, but those happen on the weekends.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that.
Ain't nothing like a good weekday marathon session. You know, go to work glowing, a little sore, with a story to say.
I'm calling off the next day.
Oh,
Not after 10 minutes. What you ain't put no work in.
For the times that I'm having it, yes, I'm calling off. For my marathon. Your marathon is a little longer. You can do more than me. I can't do it. You know.
he said I can't do it. I can't do it. Easy.
Yes.
Oh, that was from Lexus.
Yes.
Lastly, Justin says, So Debonair is a sprinter, not a long distance runner.
Thank you. And that's still part of a marathon. That's all I've been saying.
Oh, I love it. Guys, if you have topics that you want us to talk about for dating, relationships, and or sex, please go to aothpodcast.com. I love our new website address.
So much easier, right?
It's so much easier to submit your topics that you want to hear us discuss. All right, gentlemen. So as we have come to it, we've switched it around tonight. So if you're in here with us, we did not read the Dear Affairs of the Heart letter on purpose. We saved it to the end because number one is lengthy, and number two, it's a good one.
That's what he said.
It's a good one, and we want everybody to be able to participate. So it's time for Dear Heartbeats, letters from our fans. Also, if you have a letter that you want to submit, make sure you go to aothpodcast.com and submit your letters. You can do it anonymously, or you can do it for us to read you out loud. So, Easy, I think I need to give you time to go get a pencil and a piece of paper. Because this one is going to be one of those that is.
Wait, hold on.
All right, so let's take a small break.
I gotta turn my camera off because I ain't got no pants on.
Yes. Oh no fair. Okay, so clearly I'm here by myself. So refresh your drink because this Affairs of the Heart letter is going to be a situation, and we want to make sure that you tune in and you chime in. Tune in to this segment because it is always a lot of fun. And we love hearing from you guys. So please make sure you go to aothpodcast.com, submit your letters, your Dear Affairs of the Heart letters, or any topics that you want to hear us discuss on the air. And in a moment, we're going to ask you to come on live and talk about any of the topics we discussed tonight. And so while I wait for everybody to quake, so Easy's back.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
I got to put my picture up there.
Okay, and so Debonair's back. Wonderful.
Yes.
All right, y'all ready? It is
Ready.
time for Dear Heartbeats letters from our fans. So this letter says, and I read the comment from last week because somebody thought I was being shady because I looked to the left of the screen. I'm reading the letter from my iPad. I'm on my computer and I'm reading from my iPad.
That's
all right. So, okay. This letter says, Dear Affairs of the Heart. Now, before you guys clown me, yes, my letter is long, but for everything to make sense, I have to give you a little backstory. Right. All right. I had a boyfriend of 5 years, and we broke up in February 2020. And we got back together August 2020. So that was 6 months. They were separated. In the midst of our breakup, my neighbor confessed that he's in love with me. He's actually been telling me this since we moved into my current place of residence of 2 years. So while I was single, I got to know him to see if he was someone I could date or to see if he would add anything to my life. But I learned soon he wasn't anyone that I could take seriously. This dude keeps telling me he's in love with me, but isn't in a position to be in a relationship. All right, so we're there.
Okay, all right. I got my notes.
Okay. So moving on to 2021. Currently, he's asking to be my side dude, if anything, now that me and my boyfriend are back together. I've been basically paying him dust. And since he's not getting anything from me, he's been pursuing another neighbor who I used to be close with. He, the other neighbor, is 38 years old with a kid and has expressed to my neighbor he feels threatened by me, so he doesn't want my neighbor to have any connection to me because he feels like he's still in love with me. I know that was a lot. The problem is me and my neighbor have been friends for 2 years, and he was there for me when I really needed him. He now respects the fact that me and my boyfriend are back together, but he jokes and calls me his side dude. He's never asked me to cheat or honestly put me in an odd position that would make me feel like he would try to cross the line. Although I feel like his feelings for me, although I know he has feelings for me because he always says no matter what the feelings that he has for me, they won't change. Meaning that the feelings he has for me won't change, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Now get to the juicy stuff. Whew. Okay. So this morning, I went downstairs to my car and I see my neighbor I used to be cool with. This is the other neighbor. The one just so for clarity.
This is the 38-year-old with the son.
Yes, this is the 38-year-old with the son. He's dating the neighbor that is in love with said writer, right? All right. So the one he's dating and doesn't want me to talk to my neighbor. So yeah, okay. So out of respect, I said, "Good morning." And he cursed me clean the fuck out, saying that someone told him that me and my neighbor had been inappropriate. My neighbor comes out and we both try to explain that this isn't true, but he won't stop the conversation. Lo and behold, my boyfriend then comes out and asks what's going on. Mind you, he has no clue of us dating during our breakup. And my old neighbor's friend tells him everything. My boyfriend doesn't believe me, and now I don't know what to do. What do you guys think I should do to fix this? I really love my boyfriend, but didn't think that what I did on our breakup was any of his business. I don't know if he did or did not do anything during our breakup, and I never would ask because we were broken up. Please help. It's so much. It's so much.
This was fun, guys.
Yeah. All right, let's kind of put some of this in context, right? So you've got the writer.
I want to end the show. I don't want to do this.
I think I got it together.
For our listeners, I know it was a lot. I'm gonna put a little bit of it in context. So you've got the writer, and you've got a neighbor. The neighbor is in love with the writer. They have known each other for the 2 years that he's lived in this apartment complex. He was there for them during some tough times. We don't know what those tough times are. Said writer has a boyfriend. They broke up for 6 months. In the 6-month time, he explored getting to know the neighbor. The neighbor, he realized quickly that the neighbor was not someone that he wanted to be in a relationship with. Fast forward to 2021, now said writer and his boyfriend are back together. But the said writer never told the boyfriend that he explored getting to know the neighbor. The neighbor is now seeing another neighbor. First of all, this building is a mess.
You can tell the gays are all up in this building.
Baby, sheesh.
There's apartment complex in every city like this.
Right.
I feel like we kind of had a letter like something like this too.
Sort of.
He lived in the building across the street.
Yeah, he did. That one. Is this the same neighbors? No,
is this the same? Are they in the same complex? Sheesh.
Yeah.
So now neighbor is seeing another neighbor, and the other neighbor is threatened by the writer because he knows that the neighbor has a thing for the writer. It blows up in in a parking lot, clearly, because everybody's outside, and the threatened neighbor says something to the boyfriend and the current neighbor. So, gentlemen, what are your thoughts on all of it? To the writer.
Boyfriend.
Yes, he said it to the writer's boyfriend and to the neighbor, disclosing that they had some situations. So, what are y'all's thoughts on this?
The question that the person is writing, I almost feel like the writer is not wrong.
He's not,
because they were on a break, right? So like there should have been no reportings of who did what. They were on a break. I think that the old neighbor was being messy.
Very much so, because he's threatened by the writer.
You damn near 40. You can't be doing those type of games.
Yeah,
that part.
Like they're being messy, and I still think that the neighbors should break the friendship. Like it causes too much drama. Period. I don't care what he did for you in those 2 years. You and your boyfriend were together for 5. They were together for 5 years. So does it make it longer than that? But does it make it long? That says they're back together. Like that's the part I kind of was confused on. But why are we risking our relationship for this if y'all got back together and like you really love the boyfriend, whatever? The neighbor is not worth it. Y'all don't have anything substantial. You already said that you tried to date him. It wasn't nothing you wanted. Now you got the other neighbor wanting to destroy you for no reason. So to me, I just feel like I would just let the neighbor go.
Easy.
All right, let me break down my components. Now, with the neighbor, I'll start it off with this. I'll start it off with each character, the writer. I don't feel like, and like Aaron said, I don't feel like the writer is wrong at all in any of this, to a certain extent. All right. The relationship that you had with the neighbor, granted, you don't owe that information to your boyfriend because you two were separated. But I do feel like the moment you felt like it was a problem when that 38-year-old was challenging you, I do feel like you should have told your boyfriend to give him a heads up. I feel like you should have then told him what the situation was so that he knew that, what he was getting himself into. Because he was definitely blindsided in that parking lot. Now, with the neighbor who helped you through whatever tough times, I'm also with Aaron on that one. You got to cut him off. Do you want the friendship with the neighbor, or do you want your relationship? And I feel like you have there's longevity with the relationship. Y'all were together for 5 months, y'all separated for 6 months, and now you're back together. So there's something there that keeps you there. Like, and it wasn't like it was like y'all weren't off and on. Like y'all had a legit relationship. So if that's something that you've invested into, you need to invest in that and making sure that no outside parties are fucking that up. Because it's hard out here, right? It's hard out here trying to find a good man. And clearly, your boyfriend is a good guy. You never gave any inkling that something was wrong. And for you two to come back together, it seems like y'all on good terms. Now, for that 38-year-old with the son, ain't nothing you can do with that. That like he's gonna think whatever he's gonna think. There's no talking, there's no reasoning with him. Like that, no. There's nothing you can do with that. At the end of the day, to save face and possibly save your relationship, have a legit heart-to-heart with your boyfriend lay out everything on the table, but you also have to give him time. It's either he's going to accept it or he's not. And if he's not going to accept it, then you have to pick up the pieces and walk away from it. You did what you could. You were honest. You were true. You tried to fix this situation, this messy shit. And sometimes it doesn't work out in our favor, even with the good guy. Sometimes the good guy does not end up getting everything that he deserves at the end of the story. And I will also invest in trying to find a new place. That's going to be my last tidbit. I would invest in trying to find a new place because I feel like that 38-year-old is going to be a continuous problem. Because if the neighbor and the 38-year-old are together or not together, I feel like the 38-year-old is going to try you every chance he gets. So if their relationship doesn't work, you may not have nothing to do with why it didn't work, but he's going to blame you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need no future issues if you get a new man.
I just don't feel like the boyfriend should need any time. Like, we were broken up. Like, this gap that we took, we weren't together. You moved out and everything. So, like, this space of time was like none of your business for real. And yes, I guess that
you can't help how you feel, though.
You can't help how you feel, but you know what? You could also not penalize someone else about how you feel. Like, these are decisions that you made. Was it? Wait.
This was just.
Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was. Mm-hmm. You know, how you feel shouldn't. Everybody, no one should have to be penalized by how you feel.
You should.
Yes, it's hurtful. You know that your partner was dating or whatever. But I mean, reading the letter was like, I mean, it wasn't really anything, you know.
But you also got to think about it too, Aaron. Like, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but you got to think about like the person that you were with is your neighbor. It's someone you have to see consistently on a daily. Like when I walk out to get my mail, I'm gonna see you. When I walk out to take the trash, I'm gonna see you. When they walking out, probably going to work in the morning, and we gotta run into each other. Like if that's
but my partner doesn't even want you. Like they've actually experienced like trying to date you and they didn't even want you. So
yeah, and they don't. But at the same time, you got that 38-year-old who's going to keep bringing it back up.
I think the 38-year-old is more detrimental than anything. Like to me,
absolutely.
I wouldn't be worried about the neighbor. I'd be worried about this person more than that. I think that somehow and I guess until the boyfriend understands what really happened, I guess that's where the issue is going to continually come in at. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, they both can be saying we never did nothing, but you know, the old neighbor is going to continuously kind of keep messing that up for them. Absolutely. So it's kind of a situation where I feel like they need to move, because if this continues to happen, like, you know, how does he deal with that?
Exactly. They're going to keep throwing things and keep taking jabs at your relationship, and that's going to cause more turmoil for you two. So you really got to I would say, give your man some time, let him, and even propose that too. Like your man may really take it into consideration. Okay, you're trying to save what we have, and moving to get away from all that drama, that could be it. Because honestly, that's going to be continuous shit for you to deal with.
Yeah.
I think, you know, in accordance to what both of you are saying, the writer has to decide what's most important. Mm-hmm. Now that you've gotten your relationship back, because let's be clear, y'all were broken up for 6 months. Now that you've gotten your relationship back, what's more important, your relationship or your neighbor? And you know, clearly there now, granted, you made it very clear, and I'm speaking to the writer, you made it very clear to say that you gave the neighbor a try, and you quickly found out that he was not somebody that you wanted to be in a relationship with. However,
red flags.
However, though, you made a very endearing statement that he was, you know, you care for him enough because he was there for you during some difficult times or what have you. So there is a level of empathy or affection, or, you know, there's something there for you and the neighbor, but is that worth you losing your boyfriend again?
Right.
That part. It's not.
Is that worth you losing the boy? Now, the 38-year-old neighbor with the kid, y'all clearly you mentioned that y'all were close, but y'all are not close any longer. So there is a reason behind that. So whatever that bitter issue is, that has nothing to do with you at this point. And for him to be able to come and cause such a big commotion and have such issues, it's really unnecessary. But at the end of the day, this is where we are. This is what we have to deal with. This is what you're dealing with in the case of the situation. You dating somebody that lives in your building, you're bound to run into them. You're bound to do, it just happens. So you have to make sure that, you assess what, as I said before, you have to assess what's most important to you at this time. Your boyfriend or this messy situation between the neighbor and the other neighbor. And if they don't really matter that much, or they don't level up to what, you deem to be worthy of your boyfriend, then you work out what goes on in the house, behind your closed door. You figure out how to mend the situation with your boyfriend. Do you all need to have a conversation about what you did on your break just so that you get it out in the open, in the air? Then maybe you need to have that. If you feel like it's not necessary for you to have that conversation, then don't have the conversation. But be mindful that if the shoe was on the other foot and the case of a situation comes up with your boyfriend where somebody approaches you in regards to what they did while y'all were on a break, well, you can't be mad now because you had your own situation going on. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to look at it from various perspectives. But at the end of the day, yes, the neighbor is a good friend, but he's not worth your relationship
at all. I think we wrapped this up better than
the last one, because baby, I'm still stuck on that last letter that
I've already I sent that as a yonder. But this one, although it had very different components, and I'm only going by what was written, he wrote this letter very well.
Did.
The length of it, yes, but at the same time, I feel like the length was definitely necessary for us to have a little bit of backstory about this. But I feel like the three of us really came together on this one. I like that.
Yes, I agree.
What the people in the comments talking about?
All right, so first of all,
talking about
Taj loves this portion, so we might have to reconsider moving this portion to the end of the show,
move it in the middle
or the middle. We'll do it in between the sex. That's a good idea, Aaron. We'll move it in between the relationships and the sex. But then Taj was like, "What's going on?" I don't.
It was a lot. It was definitely a lot.
It was a whole lot to deal with,
but.
Joseph says all you can do is express the truth to your boyfriend. Either he can handle it or not. You have to move accordingly for your own peace. Good luck. Yep. Very good advice. Very good advice, Joseph. Lex says it sounds like he wants the neighbor.
I didn't get that.
I feel like if he wanted the neighbor, he could have had the neighbor.
And he wouldn't have made it very clear that the neighbor was not somebody that he wanted to be in a relationship with. Now, if they were just fucking,
but even in the letter, it was like the neighbor kept saying, like, you know what the feelings are going to be. Like, he gave a lot of details in this story about, even with the neighbor saying what he was saying, he was still like on the boyfriend. So I don't feel like he wants the neighbor.
I didn't get that either.
I don't think he wants the neighbor, but then you know what he did not mention? Obviously, the neighbor makes advances verbally. He was very clear in saying that he hasn't done anything to make him uncomfortable physically, but he makes advances verbally, saying, "Oh, you now you my side dude." But he never expressed how he responds to those verbal advances.
He said he pays. It's in the beginning. It said he pays the neighbor dust. So it's like I'm assuming throughout the whole thing he's just ignoring it, like
that he's just going to continue to ignore him. Okay,
yeah, like okay. I mean, that's why he started dating the new neighbor.
But
I feel like that neighbor is going through the neighborhood, like.
But that's another issue that you're gonna have to deal with too, because it's just like if I'm in a relationship with my man, I got the neighbor who's making advances at me.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a threat, and then I got the crazy 38-year-old down the hall who's hollering and screaming at me every chance he gets. Like there's two.
It's just too much.
It's two threats that are messing with your relationship. Yeah,
it sounds like they live in Stone Mountain.
Ooh,
because that's the kind of stuff that goes. That's the kind of stuff that goes on in Stone Mountain, honey.
It sounds like they live in GE Towers.
It's just that's it. I didn't give it the regulation.
I'm gonna tell you that. That's what it sounds like.
Also, did he smash the neighbor? Why is he writing this letter? He had to have smashed, and now
I think even
his boo is mad.
I think even if he smashed the neighbor,
smashed.
there's nothing. Even if they did, like that, they were broken up. So does that even matter? Even if he smashed the neighbor from the day they broke up to the day before they got back together, they were broken up. So does that really matter?
It doesn't matter, but if it's threatening the relationship now, having complete honesty, I feel like isn't a problem.
I still think I would not want to disclose that information. We were broken up. What I do want to do is fix the problem, and I do, like you said, I think they should just move, or something. But even if I disclose that we did all that, you can't be mad. We were not together. I respected our relationship, and I never did this. Or even if I smashed him to the devil's, like, you know what, this is not what I want to do. This is a 2-year period. So clearly they weren't smashing that entire time. I don't think that's important.
Okay. Lets you know they smashed a few times. This isn't, they had to have. I think they had. There's no way.
They were broken up for 6 months. Their neighbors.
They were broken up for 6 months.
Yeah,
it's convenient.
Yeah,
I'm smashing in the 6-month breakup. Shit, I don't give a damn. I'm free. Let me have my free time.
This is exactly why it's a problem in my Tammy Roman voice, Lexus.
Don't put your hands in my face.
Don't put your hands in my face. Yes, I did say Stone Mountain, Justin. I did. Because this sounds very Stone Mountain-ish. So to our writer, we hope that this helps you, give you some perspective. Please, please, please work on the situation with your boyfriend, because that seems to be what's most important, or should be most important. Easy said move, maybe y'all need to move to another complex to get out of the space.
I'm telling you, because that 38-year-old is going to complain. You gonna have a little get together. He gonna call the rental office. Somebody they making loud noises. Like he's going to be a problem.
He's gonna make it hard. So Debonair said, "Just that's none of your business. Just do you figure out what's most important."
I'm agreeing with moving. Like move.
Yeah,
move. Get out of there.
Start anew. Tell the boyfriend we're gonna start anew.
Imagine walking 2 doors down for some dick. Yes, ma'am. Macaroni sounds every day.
We done broke up, and I got a whole 6-month period, and I might have took 2 of those months to walk down the street, the 2 doors down for some macaroni noises. I don't see nothing wrong with it. We were not together.
There was nothing wrong with it, but like I said, if it's not a threat, I don't see the problem being honest about everything. Because
he might even making macaroni noises because the neighbor didn't even really like it. So
I'm just grateful I don't have to lose my parking spot. If I could just go 2 doors down, and I can keep my parking spot by the door. Listen. All right, so that is that on that and the Affairs of the Heart Heartbeat letter. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to write in anonymously, or if you want us to just put your whole business out there in the streets, we can do that too. Go to aothpodcast.com and let us know if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss. It's not down there, E. I'm sorry. If you have a topic that you would like to discuss, you could also go to AOTH Podcast and let us know whether it's sex related or relationship and dating related or just life topics. We want to hear from you. Go to AOTH Podcast now and tell us all about it.
Yeah, the link says submit a letter.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to do the Affairs of the Heart thing, or even topics, submit your letter.
I think that's that on that, gentlemen. Anything else?
That is that on that.
All right.
So, Debonair, you want to close us out? Tell everybody where they can find us and what they can do.
Definitely, guys, find us on Twitter at AOTH Podcast on Twitter. Follow us at The Affairs of the Heart on Instagram and Affairs of the Heart on Facebook. Again, like Dwayne said, AOTHpodcast.com. If you guys are on the Twitter page, tell a friend. Go ahead and submit to the page. Subscribe to the page.
I'm about to say what?
Not submit. Subscribe to the page.
Submit.
Turn on those notifications and
give the page all you got.
Submit to that neighbor.
What?
Oh.
so that the other neighbor don't got to deal with it. But comment and let us know what you guys think. Like the live, because that helps us out a lot. If you guys are on Facebook, again, reviews are amazing for us. If we get 5 reviews, it helps us with Facebook, and that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the notification button on YouTube so you know when we're on every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss another episode of Affairs of the Heart. We will see you next week, same time, same place, with the same beautiful faces.
Actually, Easy, you're gonna be gone next week, right?
Yes, I have a date next week.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so we need to make sure that we hear all about it the following week.
Oh shit.
So on the 8th, we're gonna get an update about Easy's date.
Yes. We will make sure to have a whole segment about Easy's escapades. Easy's escapades. I like
Matter
it.
of fact, I'll make sure the topics are about dating and going on dates.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Be safe. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Take care.